welcome to the GFA Championship pregame show.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we'll jump right into it. Really, we're just going to kind of cover the matchups, talk about some advantages, maybe some personal experiences we have with each team and players on them. So biggest one first is going to be the line matchup. I just scrimmed against Shinny's line. They seem really ready to go. I know Tidal's line's looking really good too. Interesting choice to not go with Debo though. What do you think?
I mean, I think they might not need him. I think the way Tidal's line has been looking, they have Fratty, they have Anki, and they have Cheese. You know, you could say you might want Debo over Fratty, or you might want Fratty over Debo, but I think Shaq is confident with what he has going for him on that line. So I'm interested to see how that just plays out for him going forward. But both these
Absolutely.
teams have incredible lines, incredible everything, honestly. These are, I think, to a lot of people, these are the two most stacked organizations in the GFA right now.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I think the line's going to be a bit closer than people think it will. I know some people lean heavily towards Shinny. I think it'll be pretty close. Look for Regis to probably have the big game on Shinny's line, and then Anki, depending on who they're matched up on. But as far as receivers, I mean, that's I don't know. I feel like Tidal has three starting receivers, like three number ones is probably the better way to put it, between Poppy, Rawstock, and Sparks.
And I mean, Shaq has built this wide receiver core around his talents and his abilities, which, if you've watched him play, it's unbelievable to see how well he can just throw the ball around and find the targets he wants. It doesn't matter if they're not open; they will get open and get the ball. It's just incredible to watch. But same goes for MVP and his wide receivers. You know, I think sometimes they get a bad rap just because, you know, Nico, Pokey, Mai, and Cad, some of them are a little bit newer to receiving than maybe Sparks, Roustock, Chief, Poppy, but they're still great talent on both teams.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for my two, I'd say look for Sparks or Poppy to have a big game, and then on the other side, look for Mai to show up. I think if Mai shows up, it's going to be a problem. And then we have the quarterbacks, of course. MVP's won it all before. Shaq's won it all pretty much everywhere else but the GFA. So, what are your thoughts on that matchup?
I mean, Shaq is a two-time MVP for a reason. He's shown his dominance in this league. He has yet to win his ring for it, but I feel like this year may be the year. And like you were saying earlier about Mai, you know, if he does show up, that's going to be probably MVP's go-to guy. But I think Shaq has at least two go-to guys. But, you know, both these teams in the regular season, only one of them was undefeated. Tidal, of course, losing that week 4 game, I believe, to Rat Pack. But Rat Pack's real strategy that game, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I think you were on Rat Pack, Dion. I might be wrong on that. They really just ran the ball at Shaq and at that Tidal line, and they came out with a win.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, that's going to be a big point for both teams. MVP doesn't really run as much from what I've seen. Shaq will run. I mean, we've seen it in NGL time and time again. So, look for him to do it. I mean, he has those amazing receivers, but Shaq doesn't care. He will take off and he will run. Yeah, it looks like we're just waiting for 3 more to get in the lobby. So I think we have a little bit more time, unless Gooder or Soup, if y'all have anything.
That is the one thing I did want to bring up, though, about both these quarterbacks, is that their pocket presence and their ability to just make plays happen out of thin air is incredible to watch. You can see both these quarterbacks just outperform everybody else on the field sometimes, and it's just incredible to watch. So I think this is going to be a great duel, and I did just get a message from Az on Shinigami saying Gooder, just to lay the start a little bit, I think someone on Shinny is out right now, just going to the bathroom or something.
But yeah, I was gonna say, looking at it, it looks like Hostilis Flow is in. I don't know if he's gonna play. I doubt it.
Well, let's be honest. We saw what Flo did in that IP game. He's not a joke. I'm not sure. He showed up, and he had I think he had over 100. He had 90 yards in that game, but he had, I think,
There he
3
is.
touchdowns.
Yeah, it was MVP. That was my bad. I was starting to look at it. I saw like 3 receivers, 3 linemen. I'm like, okay, who's quarterback in this? MVP showed back up.
Oh, and Mai
Um,
is here, so
absolutely. Yeah, I guess if I had to pick one way or another, um, it's tough. I probably wouldn't bet against Shaq and Poppy, to be honest. Again, referencing the NGL, but those two really kind of took the whole thing over and dominated. Didn't matter who they went up against. So if you give Shaq, Poppy, and his other 2 receivers, that's going to be a problem. I think Shinny's line's really going to have to make the difference because if Shaq scores, he's much like Gunslinger used to. He'll keep scoring, and then it's going to become a problem.
yeah, I think that's the whole thing with Shaq and his receivers. I think he has the better chemistry with his receiving core than MVP does, but MVP feeds all his receivers and he treats them like family. So it's gonna be good to see that dynamic as well because you always see Shaq and Crack always hanging out together. They're two best friends in probably the entire league. But with Shinny, those guys are a family. Like those guys are hardcore when it comes to just sticking together and making everybody else just nervous.
Absolutely. Hey, Gooder. Do you want us to just kind of keep going until everybody gets in the lobby, or do you want us to pass it over to you, as we discussed?
Um, yeah, I'd say we're just waiting on 2 more people. So one thing I do want to ask you guys about, Vortex in particular, one of my favorite players, and in the lobby. How do you think he stacks up against someone like Anki on Tidal?
That's a really tough question because in the past I would say Vortex and Anki, and even up, leading up to this, Vortex and Anki are even competitors in a lot of facets. And Vortex obviously going for the first three-peat of any player in the GFA. This is his opportunity to the third ring in a row. But I think Vortex, it feels like recently has taken up more of a feeling for a flex player, and he's been trying out wide receiver, running back a little bit more. I've been seeing him around playing in scrims, playing in just pugs, trying to get wide receiver reps. So I don't know how he's gonna stack up in a game like this, but I think he's still got enough linemen in him to assert dominance over at least one person in this lobby.
Yeah, and I'll say real quick because it looks like they're starting to file in. Those matchups are really going to matter. Who's going to be lined up on Anki on offense and defense is going to matter. Who's going to be lined up on Fratty? If I'm being real with it, I think the person that's lined up on Fratty is probably going to eat a bit more than who's lined up on Anki, and I mean it's debated around a lot, but I really do think Anki's probably the best lineman in the game right now. I know he shows up in the big games, so I think he'll make probably the biggest impact of all the linemen tonight.
I think that's a fair assessment, but we can't overlook Cheesecake either because Cheesecake has been a standout center for almost pretty much 3 whole seasons now. He from season 1 on Fear to season 2 on Tidal and season 3 now on Tidal. He's shown himself time and time again to be an extremely reliable center and one of the nicest guys to play with. He's always in a good mood, always having a good time. Just a great guy to have in the locker room and on the field.
Absolutely. But it looks like everybody's in the lobby, so we'll kick it back over to Gooder and Soup. We'll see y'all at halftime, and hopefully this ends up being a really competitive game. Thank y'all.
All right, and thank
Alrighty.
you guys for kicking us off here. I'm just waiting on a ready check from Shaq, and then we're ready to go. And one thing I did want to touch on that I think that Milk and Dion went over a little bit. I think these receiving cores are fairly even. However, I think a lot of people haven't taken into account that I think there's just more active players on Tidal. Um, you know, Shinny has just, people who can dominate pug lobbies and people who just control matches when they're active. But I mean, I haven't seen much of them up until the past couple days. I haven't been I'm not the most active player myself, so correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, it worries me a little bit that they aren't constantly playing as much as some of these title guys are.
I mean, Titles are a menace. I mean, they're out here actively scrimming every night, multiple scrims, really putting their heart and soul into the game. And Shitty, I mean, to their credit, they definitely, they still put their time into the game. But yeah, I get what you mean. Not as active consistently as a group, probably as Title. So we're gonna see that has to factor into this. I'd say, though, I think the biggest X factors here is just gonna come to that connection between Krek and Shaq overall, more than anything. I mean, we saw these two pop off in other leagues together, such as the NGL. I mean, an incredible showing there in the final game by Krek. And we'll see if this ends up translating even more into, the team they're more familiar playing on here in Title versus Shinny. But looks like we're about ready to get into this for Grid Bowl Season 3 of the GFA. Going to be Shinigami receiving first. Shaq about to kick off here.
Shaq will elect to target the kick to Mai.
Yeah, Mai looking for a nice lane here. MVP has a shield on Shaq forever, but Shaq does a nice job just holding him back there. Only a return about to the 25, where they're going to begin their first drive of the Grid Bowl. Let's see what Shinny has in the tank to end the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming, and I think a lot of people have been saying things like, oh, I just want to get this over with, but I think that changes so much once the game actually starts. I mean, we've had a ton of people who put up a facade that, like, the don't care attitude, but I mean, when push comes to shove, they're the people who play the game the most. I mean, and I talked about how some of the Shinigami players haven't been super active, but that's relative to some of the most active players on the game. I mean, they still put hours upon hours into this game. And
yeah, so we're going to see 3 straight runs come out from Shinigami right away, just gashing this D-line so far for Title. Not seeming to have a stop. We're going to see maybe they opt to go into the safety pressure, put that safety on the line of scrimmage, as they'll pick up another yard there, get the first down.
yeah,
Shaq still electing to stay free there, not worried in the line in that gap.
running
MVP nearly gets shut down.
And maybe some nerves there. That throwaway, I mean, I think it was relatively safe, but a little too close to Sparks for my liking there.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting to have to throw that ball away. It looks like he was going for a run initially, but it was just stopped there by Freddy, as Anki now going to make his presence felt, going to get a sack there. MVP trying to roll to that right side, not going to find anything but 4 yards lost.
And MVP trying to tap into the playbook of not a deagle, I think, a little bit, setting up the run into the immediate fake runs. MVP going to throw that one to Pokey on the sideline.
Yeah, I can't quite drag that one in. Sparks, sticky coverage right there. And that ball's placed any more inside. Sparks might be able to even jump that too. Gonna lead to a 4th and 14 here, as MVP kind of on his back foot after trying to run it up to start the drive.
And Shaq showing outside blitz as well. He is gonna blitz off the outside. MVP under pressure. Misses Bloopy.
So yeah, that outside blitz coming from Shaq, that puts a timer on your play. You can only get away with so much, even rolling the other direction. There's going to be a free man coming at you eventually. Timer ran out, and MVP under pressure, just off the mark. It's going to be Title's ball around the midfield here, as we're going to see if they can answer now.
That is prime Grid Bowl nerves from Shinigami right there. Shaq has, I mean, both of these teams have been on this stage before. Shaq, I think, with starting off with a 25-yard run, looks more at home than MVP somehow.
Yeah, great run there to start. Now he's going to do it again. Outside run to the left, the short side. And he somehow weaves outside, out of bounds there. Barely gets that first down. Like, kind of strafing it, diving around the outside defender there.
They are going to look to continue to assert line dominance here. Shaq, consecutive first down runs. And he might not even have to have the ball leave his hands to score the first points of the GFA championship.
And here it is, that kind of run-stuffing lineman POV, but it doesn't matter. Shaq just literally walks between 2 defenders. He's got the first score of the Grid Bowl, as he's getting a little bit of a gift there from Ralstock, it seems.
And it'll be interesting here. I think if he goes for 2, he's already comfortable. But it looks like he's kind of mulling the decision right now.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you probably should just go for the 1 point, keep it safe. No, they are going for the 2 points, so trying to assert their dominance.
The handoff!
Game bugged apparently, is what Fratty said. So I'm not sure if they intentionally went for the 2 point or if it was bugged there. It did take a minute to call the play, so it could have been something.
Yeah, not sure.
Nonetheless, though, will be a 2 point converted with the RB throw of all things. As now it's gonna be Shinny back on offense here.
So Tidal already, I think, getting into a groove. I mean, the interception, or excuse me, the forced turnover on downs, and with the Shaq not even having to throw the ball to get it into the end zone in 4 plays, that is just dominance in these first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, speaking of, though, MVP looking to keep dominant on the ground. It's been the passing game he's struggled with, but this ground game, I mean, he's just getting chunk after chunk play. Continuing to take it to Tidal's line. Really no D-line in this game is that a answer for it so far. So, we'll see. As MVP does drop back. Staying between the hashes here. Eventually going to throw it. A dump off there to Mai on the drag. As he will pick up about 8 yards there. Gonna be the first completion for MVP, looking to maybe make that a trend going forward.
And outside of that 2 point conversion, first completion of the game as well.
Yeah, so neither QB really wanting to put it in the air. I mean, that is where the ball is most in danger, as Regis lagging a little bit there.
Yeah. Don't be surprised though if Shaq starts getting a little bit blitz happy, which he has in the past. MVP will not be afraid to send Regis. With the step up here, gets a lot of room for a play here.
And you just saw Anki completely whiff on the sack there. He rounded the corner perfectly against Vortex, but I mean, he just missed on the dive, ends up letting a huge run outside of that contain, and nobody can get there. MVP gonna hit home on a long rushing touchdown as they are going for the 1 point.
That was some insane blocking by Regis, and MVP just playing off of that block. Only gonna go for 1. I'm not sure about that when you're down, 8-0, but
yeah, a little bit weird there not to at least try to go for the 2 point. Not sure if they're just trying to keep it safe. Maybe they believe that they can keep the lead and force Tidal to play from behind. But yeah, right now it's gonna be Tidal up by a point here as they get the ball back. And Shaq lining up twins right on the running back on the short side there, so.
Looks for a gap, doesn't see one. Is just going to take his 3 yards there and dive into MVP. So MVP...
Yeah, usually you do like running to that side opposite of the running back, but like not when it's long there. MVP just had the contained pretty much the entire time, going to be a minimal gain.
Yeah, MVP playing a little bit of a spy here. Shaq nearly picked off there by Bloopy over both of the players.
Yeah, so a little bit of a sputtering here from the Tidal offense. 2 plays in a row, though will be a nice throw over the middle. Great in route there by Sparks. Spotting his guy out, catches that, and gets a ton of yak for a first and more 13 yards as he takes it to around the 44-yard line.
I want to see at least one of the QBs by the end of this quarter, start testing the waters deep. But
yeah, but you know what? Maybe they're just not afraid. They're seeing a lot of S-key come out in the safety territory. Don't want to really maybe risk it. What it is, dink and dunk until you force them to come down, really play you. Yeah, dink and dunk, run it. Has gonna be another great completion there. Gets first down inside Shinigami territory. And Shaq rolling short side there, has to come back to Sparks this time. Regis misses on the dive. MVP getting blocked out. Sparks trying to make some great yak there. Ends up getting 21 yards and gets them nearly into the red zone.
Yeah, Shaq just taking advantage of the one-on-one. Sparks is a receiver you have to respect over top on. And, the comeback as a result is just going to be there a lot of the time. And in a game where there's this much, I think, nervousness, you have to take the safe option, at least early on. Over the middle.
This one, and I don't know if he meant to run that comeback over the middle, but Raustock does a great kind of in there. able to pick up the first and more. He had Poppy right behind him if he needed to catch it, but yeah, a little bit scary there from Shaq.
Maybe a little bit of mistiming on the route combo there. Nice 4-yard run to get closer to the end zone. But maybe in-out from Roustock was the route call there, and the ball just came out while he was on his in. Not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it looked scarier. At the end of the day, though, I mean, Roustock pretty much had all real estate kind of to get that. We'll still do a good job here trying to run into the end zone. Now a 3rd and goal here for Shaq. Got about 2 yards trying to punch it in. The safety in the gap there, kind of playing a role. Shaq, though, has an outside lane looking to take it. But no, Bloopy coming down to play the run. Going to get a 5-yard sack.
What a play by Bloopy. That's the corner forcing a 5-yard sack.
Yeah, that's one of the scariest plays you can make as a corner. I mean, coming out to play that run, and, like, leaving your zone like that, not really realizing there's like a guy open behind you could be scary, but doesn't matter. Gonna be a 4th down conversion here over the middle. Who else but Poppy Crack?
That is huge. That is the first passing touchdown, and that is probably a lot of confidence instilled in Shaq. Not only just in himself, but the team. Maybe not after that, but
Yeah, okay. Try to get a little bit fancy there. Throwing it for the kind of post over the middle. Can't quite hit it. Going to be picked off. So now it's going to be as if they pretty much kick the ball both times. 14-7 now. Shinny going to look now to answer on offense after having a pretty decent drive, all things considered, last time around here. So let's see what they got going on.
And it may be only a 1-score game right now, but when Shaq starts targeting over the middle short, that is essentially like phase 2 of Shaq's game plan from what we've seen from him.
Oh man,
Oh,
what a
goodness.
throw! What a play! He ran opposite side of the line. Absolutely dots it up. Nobody can quite get there in time. As placed perfectly on the sideline there for Pokey, able to tap it back in, get a bunch of extra yak as well. Already down in Tidal territory, looking to put this in. As we get a 3-yard run there on the first.
That play was as if MVP heard me talking about Shaq and said, no, I need you to talk about me. That was 47 yards out the gate.
Yeah, I mean, passes and catches don't get much more beautiful than that. A perfectly placed ball, a perfectly caught and dragged in catch. Shinigami, I mean, they're looking warmed up now on offense after looking a little shy in the first quarter there.
Yeah, I think
another first down.
We're gonna start to see MVP, especially after that pass. Trust his receivers a little bit more. Tries to hit Pokey on the corner trust.
Yeah, that was one of those balls that was placed high enough. It was either my guy or no guy. Pokey just gets his leverage there in the corner, not letting anybody in. Gonna be incomplete though. Now a 2nd and 10 here as MVP is rolling to his right. Has Bloopy just running a quick out there. Quick and out there. Gonna be a 6-yard pickup, inching them a bit closer here to the end zone. And this time, 4 men come try and stop. Gonna be Bloopy short. Cheesecake gonna be there to make the tackle, but you saw 4 people come in, try and stop that run. And MVP just slides back, throws the ball perfectly. And now it's a 1st and goal, 3 yards.
And they are lucky with how they played that. They had a couple of the rushers who didn't get in, drop back, and that's the only reason Cheesecake was there to make that tackle. MVP nearly securing the touchdown for that drive on the throw, just a little too far outside.
Okay, 2nd and goal is, that one falls incomplete. So that 3 more plays to try and punch it in here, as that one's going to be stuffed. Shaq just getting right into the gap quickly. No gain there for Shinny. As now a 3rd and goal. We're going to see 2 receivers to the right here. Still playing 4-5 pretty much in the box with Krek lurking there. MVP rolling to the right on the hash. Cheesecake getting in pressure. He steps up though. Doesn't matter. He's going to get tackled right before getting a touchdown though. Krek making the play there. 2-yard run for MVP, 4th and goal.
On the 1. This is, flashbacks to GFA Season 1 Championship. Gunslinger ran it in, I believe, on 4th and 1 to win the game. MVP not going to throw it. Going to hit Bloopy.
Perfect sandwich there. Bloopy short gonna catch that one, a 1-yard touchdown pass. Gonna look to tie up the game after the kick.
And I mean, if you're Tidal there, you have to, I mean, it's, you know, a goal line run on the one. You have to play for the run. It wasn't even like the defense for that play, you know, wasn't there though. That was just a well-placed ball, quick pass, just great play by Shinigami.
Yeah, it was looking like a, looking to be a run-happy game to start. I mean, these QBs are now warmed up. Their arms are loose. They're letting it fly. And, at the end of the day, it's probably whichever one makes the most plays on offense. So I'm excited to watch the rest of this game. Got about 2:16 left in this second quarter as both offenses looking unstoppable. It's going to be Shaq rolling to his right. This time rolling to his left here as a comeback. Cross body to the right. To Sparks will pick up 12 yards.
And Bloopy's starting to play this comeback a little tighter. Still not close enough to cover it, but I think if Shaq sees any more of that, he's going to send Sparks on a double cut, and we may see, some fireworks go off on the right side of the field. Not much from Roustock yet, but I think Shaq has just been playing with Sparks so much recently that him and Shaq are just going to be his go-to guys for this game.
Yeah, and you're almost wondering when, somebody like Roustock's going to get involved, as he does make a great catch there on a comeback. These Tidal receivers, they're all going to get involved at some point. They're all going to take off in their own right, so it's just about when and where. And Shinigami is really up to the task to cover all these threats. As now Shaq rolling outside left here, going to have a 15-yard run. Great blocking ahead of him. As now they enter Shinny territory. Yeah, I mean, it was blocked pretty much all the way. Yeah. Aki playing on a whole nother level right now with that block and sliding out perfectly, getting the shield perfectly centered on Vortex. Pretty much just taking him out of the play.
Yeah,
so we'll see Shaq.
That matchup. Poppy over the middle! I think he jumped early. Oh no.
So, Shinny gonna get the ball back here.
That is...
And they're gonna look to punch it in before half. Now, interesting to note, it is Tidal. Okay, I'm gonna throw that one away. I thought he was throwing it at the Roustock for a second. Throws it out of bounds. So, Shinny did get the ball to start that, so we'll be Tidal with the ball starting second half. So, going and getting the score here is gonna be great. Going into the second half, we'll have that lead over the team that receives the ball. I mean, can't write it up any better here. That's going to be a 3-yard gain, throwing it to Bloopy, just running a nice kind of out route there.
Great tackle.
3rd and 7.
That is just a crushing mistake for morale there. It's just a silly mistake on that. And that could hurt them not only on the scoreboard, but Cheesecake looking to bring some of the momentum back.
Yeah, you saw Anki take a really inside sell kind of there. Gets the pressure initially, gets pushed back inside, and then Cheesecake does a good job going back outside, rolling around the lineman, gets a huge sack, and now a 4th and 24 MVP in his own end zone, just looking to throw. Pokey, first down, gonna catch it! 25-yard gain, and Shinny is still alive.
That's an incredible play. MVP just threw Pokey's spot 1 yard past the first. That's just... I mean, Sparks is one of the best 50ers in the game, and there was just nothing he could do about that play. That was perfectly executed.
Yeah, we'll see another 6-yard run there from MVP. As this is starting to heat up, 40 seconds left. Need to be a little bit quick here. Still have all 3 timeouts, though. He will get another first down run there, 4 yards, just through that center tackle gap on the left.
I think even if you get inside the 30, you just take your 3 and go to the half. The defense has been doing its thing. I think you just have to trust that.
Oh,
Shinny. Very dangerous there for MVP.
Yeah, Anki just a great inside sell, but end of the day just dives. MVP does a nice job just sliding away from it. As he's going to get now inside 50 range with the run if he needs to. Still has plenty of time, though. 22 seconds, 3 timeouts from MVP and Shinigami so far.
And he did stop the clock there. So great heads-up play by him. Making moves. Left side of the field.
Ooh.
As Bloopy short. And that will put
great
them in field
audible
goal range.
there. Yeah, great audible there. Probably just told Bloopy, hey, come back right now. And I mean, hits him perfectly. Throws it short and calls the timeout. Well within the 30 now if they need to kick the field goal, but I'm sure they're going for end zone.
Yeah. Maybe just going to look to do something over the middle here.
Four man.
Under pressure. And Anki will be the one to connect there. That could go down, as a 1/3 sack for everybody involved there, I think.
Yeah, you saw the pressure. They weren't ready for the one man, so they didn't adjust properly, and the pressure got in up the middle instantly. He tries sliding up through the gap, but Shaq's right there to meet him, and Anki does a great job rolling back up. As Bluebee's gonna catch that, it's their final timeout. Do they take the field goal? They're going for it. All right, last play of the half here. MVP, what you got cooking for us, my man?
I'm guessing Mai on an inside streak.
Gonna be roll up the middle. Bluebee's gonna be short though. Sparks picks it off. And we got halftime. Gonna throw it down to our sideline reporter, Dion and Milt, to talk about the half.
I'm back. Really biggest points for me so far. Line play has kind of been terrible on both sides. I'll be honest. I think they've done well on some things, but neither team can stop the run. Seeing a lot of missed dives, can't be having that. So really just kind of calm down, figure out what you're going to do, and go out there and do it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The D-line play has been looking subpar. The O-line play for both teams has been absolutely outstanding. Both quarterbacks have over 75 rushing yards as of right now, and no signs of slowing down. The one thing of note for me, though, is MVP teetering close to just above 50% completion. It does have one interception, but that's negligible at this point. Game is still tied, so there's a lot of time left for those stats for both quarterbacks to climb higher and higher. But I think the one thing I want to look out for in this second half is Shaq maybe targeting Ralstock a bit more, and MVP targeting Mai or Pokey a little bit more over top. He might have that confidence to start looking for him more, but we'll have to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, I look for Poppy for me. Look for Poppy to get a little bit more involved. 1 catch, 7 yards. Doing great on defense, but I think as the game goes on and it gets a little close, he's going to start relying on him. That's it for us. We're going to pass it back up to Gooder and Soup. Thank y'all.
All right. So Tidal here receiving to kick off the second half. 14-14 game.
Yeah, so really competitive first half from both teams, both putting up 2 points apiece, but defense is standing stout in some situations here. But now it's going to be Tidal receiving the ball here, looking to take this lead finally. As I mean, pretty much outside of that one drive where the ball was picked, they've looked good. Check. Will have the run here to the right, picks up 70 yards. As that's how we'll get the second half rolling here in the Season 3 Grid Bowl.
Shaq. Almost hit my reach there. Good catch by Railstock to get the first. And the 90-second halftime will give both of these teams either some time for the nerves to build up or time for them to collect themselves. And it varies person to person, how much or how a break will affect you in that regard. Yeah,
I mean, say what you want about the first half, but with both teams being tied, this game is essentially 0-0. This is going to be the make or break half. Who wins, who gets the ring here will be Shinigami. Again, upsetting Tidal, or will be Tidal fighting, claiming their first victory here. As Rage is doing a great move there, nearly gets it, forces Shaq to roll back to his left, and Az gonna meet him on the step up, lose about a yard.
And that was a strong move by Regis. Just completely setting the edge with the inside sell. Couldn't quite connect for the sack, but did everything he needed to do to force Shaq to do something he didn't want to do.
Yep. Still showing his faith in Ralstock there. Going to hit a 13-yard pass to him. Picks up the first. Gets him into the 30 now. As Shaq getting caught in his own lineman trying to run there. Only going to gain about 2. Gets kind of absorbed into the shield. Eventually tackled. Doesn't even say who tackled him.
Yeah, not
his own teammate.
Might as well have been. I think just a couple people got stuck there on each other. I don't think it was just a matter of the one lineman. I think it was a team effort there.
Oh, we're going to see the pocket eventually collapse there. Shaq trying to pocket up on the right hash. Eventually, the lineman just circle around. Regis going to be credited with the sack there. Makes it now a 3rd and 16. Tidal got some ground to make up here.
speaking of team effort, that sack was a combined effort of all 3 defensive linemen there. And there's
Yeah,
another one.
speaking of, Shaq just wasn't expected. Az just does a slide literally right in front of Cheesecake's face as soon as the shield goes down. Saw Shaq trying to roll back to the right, was not expecting that. Hits him perfectly. Now 4th and 30. Regis tries to sell hard inside, doesn't get it though. The contain is breached. He's rolling to the right, throwing it back over the middle. Could be Ralstock there to catch it. 46-yard gain and a first. Sets up a 1st and goal for Tidal again.
Double coverage. And I expected that ball was 100% going to be going to Sparks, and Shaq is going to score to start off the second half. And huge play by Ralstock.
When the chips are down, you throw it to Ralstock, the man, the myth, the legend there to catch it between 2 defenders. And this field goal's going to be good. It's going to be Tidal now taking the lead, 21-14.
And I mean, that's, if you want the momentum back, Ralstock just showed you how to do it. I mean, he had 2 men there, one of them just determined on body blocking him. I believe that was Pokey. And just taking full advantage of spot not being taken immediately. That was superb play by Ralstock. As Cheesecake gonna get the instant sack from the center.
Yeah, there it is. That 4-man rush. You saw Cheesecake be the odd man out, not block. Only 3 linemen to defend there. So that's one of the more dangerous ones, getting that inside lineman instantly in there for pressure. As, yeah, they're coming down. Shaq actually on the D-line now, in the gap.
And if that continues...
2nd and 15.
Nice
Will he can pick up 5 yards back?
But, you know, depending on how much Shaq blitzes from this 4-down look for Regis or Vortex to go. I mean, he's been backing up on quite a bit of these plays to kind of discourage it, but I mean, I think one of these plays he will get caught off guard. Gonna have Pokey over the middle there.
Yeah, there's Pokey wide open on the end, and that's kind of a result of, if you see pre-play there, Crack kind of lined off very far off as the safety. He was lined about 10 yards back there, so really giving a lot of inside leverage inside there, especially like right over the middle of the field as Shaq gonna go for a 1-yard run there, so. Yeah, look to see if they try to take advantage of that with Shaq now being right in the line. It's a lot harder for him to get back into that middle of the field, so. See what happens.
Another thing though, especially with Shaq starting a bit closer to the line of scrimmage, those short side matchups are going to be a bit more one-on-one. And Shaq with
there
the QB
he is
spy.
lurking. Not sure what MVP saw. Shaq, I mean, he looked like he was kind of like playing that spiral, but he was making sure to stay right between that in route and MVP perfectly so he could make the step up if he needed. Plays it perfectly, and the ball's literally given to him right in his lap. Tidal back with the ball in hand here with the lead, looking to make it even bigger, perhaps.
And, you know, I'm seeing GGs in our Twitch chat, but, I mean, bear in mind, there have been picks and turnovers in this game. You know, several in the first half. This game is by no means over yet. We still have another full quarter of Gridiron plus 1:18.
Yeah, there's one thing I've learned from casting so much playoff Gridiron, is that no game, no lead is ever safe. We saw, I mean, just last season, literally the game right before the Grid Bowl, there was like a 14-point lead going into the half, and what happened? The team came back to win. Same thing in the Grid Bowl. You saw a comeback win. You know, the game does not end until the clock reads a 0-0-0 in the 4th. So plenty of time here as Tidal is marching with the lead. Zach will keep it on the ground there. Get a 5-yard gain.
He's just chipping closer and closer after that big play by Ralstock to yank his way down the field. And with that first down, he is within 4 downs of either making or breaking a 2-possession lead in the Grid Bowl.
Yeah, and we're seeing it come out now. Shaq looking to grind down this clock to the half now. So does want to make sure they give Shinny as little time as possible if they do try to make a comeback, as Shaq will get pressured there. Vortex doing a great job just rounding the corner. You saw him initially get too far behind the defender, but able to do a nice move there. Slides back up, tackles Shaq, and that's going to be a 3-yard loss.
Vortex took a really nice angle there I'm not sure if he read the weak side roll or not, but whatever he did certainly worked. Shaq with time this time though. 4 blockers.
Yeah, he has plenty of time.
And Regis slides
Okay.
around 3 of them.
Regis does a good job getting the sack there, but Vortex stops Shaq from rolling back to the left. Without Vortex, that is not a sack by Regis. So altogether, the Shinny line is starting to wake up a little bit in the pass department. And kind of stuffing these runs, making sure he can't do much as Krek is going to block there. Shaq really looking for that outside lane. Only going to find about 4 yards despite having the extra defender or the extra lineman in front of him. As we got now a 4th and goal, what will Tidal do?
And the big brain play here, I mean, they aren't centered, yet the field goal. This is not an easy play to make, though.
Do they have route stock kicking? No, it will be Shaq, and Regis nearly hits home. Instead, a little bit behind it, going to be Shaq taking it and taking the 10-point lead. 2 possessions now separate these teams.
And blocking, you know, as a lineman there, is not exactly easy when your quarterback has to line up that angle to kick. That's why, you know, for anybody who hasn't, you know, seen much of this game, centering up kicks is so effective because your line just has to hit a block for like a half a second and that kick is home free. When it's at an angle like that, it is by no means a given.
Yeah, just that like extra little bit of step there that you have to do to align it, because normally what the kicker does is they'll just take a step forward and dive into the ball, but you can't do that if you're not lined up exactly. You got to actually go a little bit to the side and then dive into it to get there as quick as possible. So yeah, it gives the line a little bit of extra time just to get there, hit home. Luckily they don't there for Shinigami as MVP now here on offense, doing a good job. Bloopy gonna get 12 yards there, get him to the 50 as we got about 3:18 left in the game. MVP does not walk right into Shaq there. Tries hitting Bloopy short and is a little bit off, gonna be incomplete.
Yeah, maybe a panic throw there. That was, I mean, those quick little throws where your receiver is, you know, maybe 10 yards away from you. Very easy to have miscues on. And perhaps a good thing that ball went out of bounds there. MVP under pressure by Aki, forced to throw that one away.
Yeah, Aki taking a great angle there on the inside cell, nearly hits home, and you saw the pressure get in from Cheesecake, trying to get that contained back. And then Aki on the second effort nearly gets a sack too, forces MVP to throw that away now at 3rd and 10 here. We'll see what happens. MVP sends the league wide open. Gonna spot bot that one. Tackled by Krek, but a 33-yard gain. Shinigami put himself in the red zone. Chance to score here. Chance to make it a 1-possession game.
Complete defensive breakdown there by Tidal.
And I mean, you just saw the leak come out, and both the safety and Shaq just kind of fell onto it. And nobody went to go cover Mai on the other side of the field, who just gaped deep, really.
Perhaps too little too late. MVP backing up, has Pokey back end zone, and just a little bit over his head. We've seen that a couple times this game. MVP trying to just go for my guy, no guy, throws to Pokey, but none of them connecting so far.
Yeah, but beautiful pocket movement out of MVP, though. I mean, all game as he's going to take a run up there. Great job. Gets the score, 6 points on the board there. But MVP has been doing a beautiful job. You saw the pressure in his face constantly, but he's making these linemen kind of look silly in the backfield. I mean, I know there's several times I've seen Anki just pretty much come in right around the corner, nearly get a sack, and he just slides away perfectly while still managing to dot down field. So we're going to see a 3-point game now here with 2:34 left. Tidal probably going to look down to drain the clock. Still with 3 timeouts coming from Shinny. Plenty left in this grid bowl, as it could bounce either way at this point. Cheesecake going to be looking to return it, though, for Tidal, as he finds a lane up the middle. 20-yard return, gets to the 35.
I got my hopes up there. I wanted to see my boy Cheesecake trot down that field. I saw it, but not quite there. 35-yard return, though. Definitely nothing to, you know, pass up on.
Yeah, only a 2-yard run by Shaq there. And those minimal runs, you can keep Shaq from getting all those, or from only getting those small runs. You know, that's for the better. You don't want him chunking it for like 5, 6 a piece. That is a win if you just get 2 yards there. As this time rolling to the short side, Regis from behind, but he dives, trying to go for the sack. Instead, comeback called.
Wow.
Sparks gonna catch that 33 yards. He dives up, gets a bit of extra there, as it's gonna be 36 in total. Gets him inside the 30 for Shinigami, as Tidal looking to end it here with a score.
That was a
Potentially
gutsy
just run the
throw,
clock out.
and I think it was interceptable as well. I think mine just barely didn't angle his dive quick enough, and Sparks just curved it at a more favorable angle to get to the ball. Great play by Sparks. Definitely not an easy ball to catch by either of them.
Yeah, gonna be a 7-yard run there. We're seeing more clock get chewed out here. Need to start making some plays on the D line. Need to see tackles for a loss or pressure get in there if he does pass it. Force those incompletions. Or hell, even errant passes. He's going for the outside. Vortex does a good job containing it there. As that's a spot thought for the sideline there. I think he still would have caught it even if he wasn't tackled. Not quite sure about the momentum, but
Yeah,
still great
he
catch.
stopped his momentum with the slide jump cancel. It looks
Yeah,
like.
I think he just got. Yeah, I think he got it stopped either way. It was close though. But good sideline dot there from Shaq. Hits it perfectly. First and goal now. We got 101. However, if Shinny does get a stop here, you know. Oh, never mind.
And Sparks. The Sparks Shank connection. Anybody who's been playing pickup games and scrims against Tidal has seen that this past week, and it has just been on fire, and we see it in full effect when it matters most.
Yeah, so leading by 9 right now, looking to lead by 10 with the kick. Kick will be up. Kick is good. We got a 2-possession lead. 105 left as Shinigami. Gonna need a miracle to happen if they want to win this.
Incredible execution on that drive by Tidal. And I think is it too early to call yet with the two-possession lead?
It's too early. It's unlikely, but it's still possible. It's improbable, still possible for Shinny here, but they need to score quickly here on offense. Probably going to see a lot of S-King come out on offense. Don't want him to get that deep pass. As MVP steps up, tries to lace it in there perfectly for Pokey on that post across field. Can't quite hit home though, and going to be hitting that 1-minute warning now. So that's one of their ways to stop the clock down the drain.
And he's
MVP
essentially
in
going
pocket
to have
here.
to score in like 2 plays on this drive. And I believe
Lineman
his
caught
own
it.
lineman?
His own lineman caught it.
I see. That will stop clock, so you know, not the end of the world, and just a trust throw
Oh
down
no,
the
that's not
sideline.
leveraged at all. That's not leveraged at all. He just threw it up.
And Shrek
And
with that calls game.
yeah, Crack gonna end it there with a pick. And what's been a pretty good grid ball altogether, really close. Pretty much all the way through, and then Tidal just pulling away from it at the end. Gonna see these last 40 seconds slowly drip off the clock.
Gonna run the Mr. Conservative special. The clock run.
Calling for 50s in chat here.
I see.
As Shaq will just run it outside. He'll get the first and more. Pokey eventually make the tackle, 20-yard run, just adding to the stats. I mean, Shaq, I guess he wanted more rushing yards than MVP on the game. Has now 130 rushing yards. MVP has 120. So that does put him over. As Tidal looking to win their first GFA championship ring here. Going to run again to get another 22 yards.
And as we come to a conclusion here, I want to just say I don't think there is a single player in the game right now more deserving of a ring than Shaq. I mean, there are several people, and we will see him take the victory lap there with the touchdown throw to Sparks, but I don't think there's a player right now who's been playing this season who has put more of themselves into this game than Shaq. I think he did so much to earn this. And with that, 37-21, your final score for Grid Bowl Season 3. Tidal are your new GFA champions.
Yeah, Tidal, after 3 seasons have finally made it to the top here. GG's to both teams. One last score. It's going to be 37-21 to end the game. Shinigami and get dunked on finally after last season. Managing to overcome Tidal, but this time Tidal overcoming Shinigami as we're looking to get some post-game interviews here in a moment from Shaq. As let's review the stats real quick while we're waiting for them to pile in here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, Shaq 277 passing yards, 152 rushing yards, 15 for 17 on his throws. He only threw one pick to my.
No.
The man himself, the man of the hour.
What's going on, guys?
All right.
That was so good. That was so fun.
Gonna throw it to Milk and Dion here for the post-game interview with Shaq.
Absolutely.
Shaq.
What's up, man?
What's going on, dude? That was exhausting. That was a really good game, though. Like, Shinigami played their hearts out. That was crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw it in the NGL when we won, and I see it here. But really, what was the big change from the first half to the second? Because, I mean, you guys were tied, but it wasn't, the second half seemed to go way more in y'all's favor.
Look, MVP was running a lot, and the team was starting to get really frustrated about the run. We were thinking about changing up coverage, but we thought if we changed up the line and went out with the safety pressure, that would work with us. So we changed safety pressure, and we got a pick, and from there on, it was good.
Now, I think from all four of us in the booth here, first and foremost, congratulations to you, Shaq. I mean,
Thanks, man.
you've been one of the standout players in this community for almost, 3 years now at this point, going on 3 years. And you've been around, Tidal's been around since almost the beginning of the GFA. And to see it come this far, finally got your ring. I mean, I think a lot of people are just so happy to see it finally come to fruition. And you guys absolutely earned it.
Yeah, man. Before the season, saw MVP had a ring, saw Gunslinger had a ring, Jipper had a ring too. PSI, I count that. I just wanted something. I wanted to win something. I put so much time into this game. I just wanted to win this, and it feels good to win with my team and the boys before we move this league into a draft league.
And I was gonna say, I did see in the chat before the game ended, Fratty Natty Daddy saying in chat that after this he was gone, and leaving his message now in general saying he's retired, he's done. So a hallmark member of this line and of this community is hanging up the cleats.
Oh yeah, I knew a couple weeks prior actually that this would be his last season, his last game ever of Gridiron, and it just felt good to send him off with the ring. It felt good to win with him. He's a hell of a guy. I can't wait to meet him in Boston. But yeah, he's amazing. Good luck to Freddy, whatever he does outside of Gridiron. But yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely appreciate you having you jump in here and give a little bit of perspective. Go enjoy that. And I see we have Sparks here. We do an interview for Sparks as well.
Actually,
Yes,
did
sir.
have one more quick question for Shaq.
Yep, go ahead, absolutely.
That I think the crucial play of this game for me in my eyes was that interception that you had in the middle of the third quarter, just lurking over that in route and just diving into it. What was the reaction in chat in your VC when that happened?
It's funny. I'm known on my team and everywhere in the community of someone that doesn't know how to pick the ball. Someone would throw it right at my face, and half the time I jump out of the way. That's how bad I am at intercepting the ball. So when that happened, all right, once in a lifetime in the championship game, my team was fucking livid, dude. They were so excited. They were hyping up the chat. Like, I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear my own thoughts. Reaction was crazy. It was awesome.
That's good. And then I see Sparks is in here, so I think I'm gonna have some questions and stuff for him coming in here.
Sparks is saying he's muted.
Yeah,
I
hold
think
on.
Yeah, we just gotta fix him.
Let's try now.
All right, there we go.
There he is.
All right, big question for you.
What's up, Dion?
Let's see here. 142 yards, 8 tackles, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns, 0 sacks.
Listen,
What happened?
Hey man,
I
Chad
just
got
wanted,
us that.
I wanted Cheesecake and Aki to get all the sacks. I didn't want to take none of the sacks. I just want to get my line their sack. And what's
We'll
with you and
accept it.
sacks?
We'll accept it. All right, whatever. Go ahead, Milk.
Yeah, I mean, just it was so fun watching you get your come up in Sparks. You've been in development for, I mean, season 1, season 2, and now season 3. You finally shown that you're one of the big dogs and that you're out here looking to make a name for yourself. How does it feel to finally be recognized as one of those guys who's just gonna be here, who's gonna be here to stay?
Hey, I'm out after this. Is my last season. I'm gone.
Really?
Dang.
Yeah. After NXT.
Wow. Okay.
So the next upcoming season. So not the tournament, but the actual season itself, you're gonna be done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, go out with a bang again. Yeah, really, y'all played really well together. Looks like it all came together, and it's something I think you and Shaq have deserved for a while. So congrats to you both.
Let's go.
And before we let you guys go, I do want to ask you, this is a question for both of you guys. Over the past, I guess, couple of weeks since the championship date has been announced, like when everything was like kind of put back into motion for this playoffs, how many hours do you think you and Shaq together have put into the game just preparing for this? Because I saw the work, but I obviously didn't get to see all of it. But I know there was, like, you guys came prepared for this.
I mean, we definitely didn't take like Shinny as a joke. We prepared for Shinny. You know what I mean? Hour-wise, I don't know. I don't know. Oh my bad. But I don't know how many hours we have, but we pug all the time. He picks me in pugs. We scrim. Jack, how much you think?
I mean, we know life the game for a bit. Not gonna lie, like a lot of hours. That's all I'm gonna say. Like if we lost this, it would have been embarrassing. But but yeah, just too many hours to count. I'd say.
I think it was enough to have like the confidence that you guys like earned it. You guys are, I mean, these are two talented teams. I think you guys put in the work to win it, and yeah, so that's congrats from me, I guess.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
There is one thing I do want to know, since both of the sideline reporters tonight, me and Dion, are linemen. Is there a chance that we could get an opportunity to talk to Anki or Cheesecake or maybe Fratty if they're down to hop in here?
Let me DM them. Yeah, that's good.
Love to get a little interview with someone from one of the big position groups here.
Yeah, that's if y'all got time, Gooder and Soup.
Oh, yeah,
it's
absolutely.
cool either way.
As long
I guess
as one of them are free, just bring them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit them up.
I guess while we wait for him, you both looking forward to. I know the tourneys this weekend. I don't know if you're both playing in it or not. But any predictions with that? Anything that you think is gonna happen, or who's your favorite, or who's your
My
dark
team's
horse?
winning.
Which team are you? Don't even. Yeah. Your quarterback asked you which team you were on, and you weren't sure.
Listen, bro. I thought he was talking about the randomizer tournament, bro. I didn't know what team I was on. Like, I thought he was talking about that, not NXT. I knew what team I was on in NXT. I had Matt.
Oh, there's the man himself. I think he might be server muted though.
Alright, talk to Anki, I'm out.
Yeah. Let me unmute him.
Thank you for
There
your
he is.
time. Sparks.
There we go.
he is.
Cheese is
alright.
coming too.
And
Got both of
cheese.
them.
Let
Okay.
me start real quick with you, Anki. One thing I have, first time ever in grid history, we're actually going to be giving away tuna cans.
No! No!
Definitely get that address out there, and we'll get it to
Say
you.
it.
The golden tuna can for the golden boy.
Big game for you. I mean, I picked you as my person that was going to have the breakout on the line, make a big impact. I guess kind of explain, how did it go? You know, do you feel like it was good from both aspects? Anything that you'd want to change?
There were some changes we made in the second half, especially towards the run. We were kind of getting burnt a bit. So the team as a whole kind of took a sec during halftime, during that, 90, 120 seconds, whatever it was. Just talked about some things that we could do differently. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I did anything too notable. Our line as a whole really gelled together. Shaq especially hopping in there as the linebacker. I don't know. It feels good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, both of you guys. I know I played with you a very long time ago on Sewer Gators, and it's been a long time since then. But it's been a long road for both y'all, and now both y'all have a ring. So I'm happy for both of you.
I got emotional, man, when MVP threw up that last ball and Sparks caught it. I broke down in my chair. I was like, this is it. We finally did it. You know, coming up on 2 years of time into this game. And it's nice to just to have something to show, man. I'm emotional.
It's paid off, and you did show up. I said in pregame interview, I said look out for Cheesecake. He's been a reliable guy, a great guy.
Absolutely.
He might show up in 2 sacks, 7 tackles.
I can't tell you how fucking glad I was to be in this game, man. You know, going out the way we did last year, and I wasn't in that game. That it stuck with me for a long time, and I feel like I can finally, put some stuff at ease.
And this has been a long time coming, but the two of you especially. I mean, I had the pleasure of watching you guys, improve at this game, and I think, especially you, Cheesecake, there was a time I think when people kind of stopped talking about you as much as some top player. I think today we got to see, you are, both of you guys are still more than capable of doing whatever it is you need to do on the line. And
I mean, this line was incredible, man. I could not have asked for some better line mates. Brady stepping in, he didn't step in until shortly before the season, and he exceeded all my expectations. And Aki's, we've been partners for so long now; it's just it's natural.
I think you're selling yourself short a bit. You are you have been the rock in every line that I've played with you on. That was something we did miss last season in the playoffs, and I think the energy and game IQ that you bring is just unparalleled, and I think that really helped us bring it home today.
I've lost my voice already. Partially.
I could tell.
I was absolutely
he was
yelling.
Screaming.
Because you got to hype the boys up. I was not gonna let anybody come back on us. It's just fucked, man. The way we went out last year, it was not happening again. And people don't talk about me a lot because I stay quiet. But if you were in those VCs, you know of anything other than that.
It's funny because Cheese, like, a lot of the time would start yelling, and I got confused one time. I thought he was yelling at me, like in a mean way or something.
No,
fill the gap. It's like, no, he's just saying fill the gap or whatever. Or, I forgot what he said.
He was like, I got that.
I got that. Oh, whatever. Yeah.
I had to stop yelling for a second between plays, and I was like, hey, Shaq, you're doing a great job, man. Don't worry. I'm just yelling to get everybody else hyped.
I was just super confused because I'm like, is he yelling at me? Oh shit, I better step it up right now. I was like.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. Congrats to y'all again. Awesome performance. Really looking forward to seeing what y'all do in this tourney if you're playing in it, and then next season when you get drafted or drafting.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. The future's bright.
Yeah. And thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great night. Celebrate responsibly.
It's gonna be irresponsible at best.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you for coming, guys. That was one crazy game. Probably one of the best games, if not the best game I've casted all year. Thank you, Soup, Milk, and Dion for being here and being a part of the booth. Could not have done this without you guys. And I believe that is it for tonight. We will be back Saturday, I believe, for the NXT tournament to let some of the returning and new quarterbacks see or show what they have to bring to the table and potentially try to secure a spot in the upcoming draft league that we will be hosting. And I believe that I don't have anything else to add. Any of you guys do?
No, nothing here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
honestly.
absolutely. Thank you so much for this. The most fun I've had all week.
All right. And we'll call it there. Have a good